Quilty friends, it's Carolina Moore, your favorite sewing and quilting YouTuber, and today we're doing block 8 of the Mini Quilt Advent. And if you haven't already opened up today's envelope, go ahead and press pause and open that now because we're going to get started. But if you are new around here and you don't know about the Mini Quilt Advent, every day the folks that have purchased the Mini Quilt Advent are opening up an envelope, and in that envelope is a pattern and a template, and then we use that to make a block. Every day we make a block until we have all the blocks we need to make a mini quilt, either for 12 or 24 days. So hopefully those who are joining in have opened up your envelopes for today, because this is today's block. Now, if you are not joining in the Mini Quilt Advent, I hope you'll still enjoy the videos. We talk about things like spinning seams and which direction you press, and pressing in general, and when to press, and fussy cutting, and all kinds of things that I think will be valuable to folks even if they're not participating in the Mini Quilt Advent. But if you're doing Mini Quilt Advent, you'll actually get to do those things along with me as we make our blocks each day. All right, let's look at our fabrics. As a reminder, there is one fabric that we pulled out. So we are not using all the fabrics. We are just using, 7 of the 8 fabrics. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 of the 8 fabrics. And we have this fun little 1.5 inch finished square. And I was thinking it might be fun because we haven't really used this print a lot. And last time we focused on the red flower. If we did this as a focus on that white flower, and it's white with like a pink background, and then if we picked an ornament, that would be pink with a white background. That'd be cute. Right, I do want to look at some of these other fabrics and see. Oh, stop it now. It is also so perfect for these gnomes. It is so perfect for these gnomes. Oh. And it is perfect for these deer, which I guess shouldn't be a surprise because that's what we used for the stripe. This is a good background. And then, oh my God. We don't have enough to make 4 or 5 of the houses though, so we're definitely not going to use this one. This one would be cute, like to do the gnomes and this in like a checkerboard pattern, but we really haven't used these 2 fabrics much, and I like the idea of like a white with a pink and then a pink with a lighter background. I think that's going to be a fun block. So we're going to go with my original idea, although man, it's hard to go wrong with this little 9 patch that we're going to make. All right, so let's see. All right, looking at this fabric, I feel like it's a great time to talk about a repeat on a fabric. So finding a repeat can be really interesting. We want this kind of bigger white flower that is a little bit off on its own. It's okay if we get a little bit of the red in the corner. It's not going to hurt anything. And if you look at this red flower, it has one little lip right here. And if we look at this red flower, it doesn't have the lip right here, but it has it on this side. So this and this, they're actually mirror images. So this flower and this flower are mirror images. And you can see that with this hook right here and this hook right here. And this kind of backwards L and this forward L. So these 2 flowers are mirror images of each other. And we can also find this repeat all the way up. So here's the hook on this rose, the hook on this rose, the hook on this rose, the hook on this rose. So this is the repeat here vertically. And then the white flower that we'd want. And then next to it here with the hook on the rose, the hook on the rose, the hook on the rose, the hook on the rose. So it's basically just columns of the same print reversing. So hook on this is the left, hook on the right, hook on the left, and then there's a cross over here, and this must be the edge of the repeat, because we have that edge of the repeat here as well. Oh no, here we got the crossover. Got it. Let's see. Hook on the left, hook on the right, hook on the left, and if you look, oh, it is. You can see this is the distance between these. So it's kind of on a square. Here, 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 here. Between those 4 would be a repeat. And there's one going right. And it'd be the same, that like this is also a repeat here, 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 and there's one on the right in the middle. So I couldn't tell you exactly where they broke this repeat when they put together the pattern, but you can see it. And maybe from a distance, when we're looking at the whole print, you can kind of start to see where these columns are. This column and this column. And this column and this column. You can kind of start to find the doubles on there. It's really fun. All right, let's start cutting out some of these little squares. And I'm not going to care if it's a left or a right as long as I can cut this out. But I think I'm only going to be able to cut one side and not the reverse. And I need either 4 or 5, depending on if this is going to be the corners or the sides. So let's just start cutting and see where we get. All right, I've cut one, and I could cut another one here. I'm trying to figure out how to make the least Swiss cheese. I probably should have started on 1, 2, 3, 4, that one, but I didn't. And like you see, I can't cut this one because, yep, so I should have started on that. It's okay. We will have plenty of fabric. It's not going to be that big a deal. And if I wanted, I could have drawn with my dry erase marker or my vis-a-vis marker or my Sharpie like we did in a previous block to get everything lined up exact. But I'm not worried about that here. All right, that's 4, and it looks like I did pick the right column because on this column I can pick 5 and cut 5. So these will be my corners and my center. And then we'll do ornaments for the other 4. And yep, made some serious Swiss cheese out of my fabric, but I'm fine with that because I got what I came for. Okay, so now the decision is, because they're going to be my top, my 2 sides, and my bottom, do I want the exact same ornament 4 times? Do I want different ornaments? Like, just about any of these ornaments would work. I like that one though. And if I do 1, 2, where's the repeat? The repeat is all the way up here, 3 and 4. So I can get 4. But like, let's say that I did this one. I have, well, I guess 1, 2, 3, 4. I still would be able to get 4 out of it. Okay, we have all of our pieces cut out here and laid out, and I've decided that I want all these red to be in the same corner facing the same direction. Even though most of it's going to be in the seam allowance, you're just going to see a very little peak, but I like having them all truly in the same direction. Also, this, and this are the same, but this one's different, and you can tell that because this bottom corner is a different ornament, but also this one doesn't have that like bottom little, I don't know, spout that the other 3 do. But that's okay. I'm okay with this one being a little bit different, a little imperfect. No one's ever going to know. All right, so now we're going to sew them together in rows, 1, 2, and 3. And I do that by sewing these 2 together, these 2 together, these 2 together, then adding on this one, adding on this one, adding on this one. And then we're going to press. The instructions say to press in, out, and in. I think that this is the darker fabric. So for this one, I actually would prefer to press out and then in and then out, which is also fine. Either set of pressing directions works. You just don't want them all going in or all going out. You want, if this one's in, the middle one to be out and then this one to be in, or vice versa. So that the middle is going the opposite direction of the top and bottom. That's really it. And that's going to help us with nesting our seams. We'll see that. And then we'll sew them together, and then we can press those last seams either out or in or all in one direction, either up or down. That one doesn't matter as much. So let's go ahead and start by sewing these rows together. And as always, you can pin if you prefer, or you can line them up at the sewing machine like I do. And we'll just do all 3 of these real quick. And this is where chain piecing can get interesting. Now there's people who like doing, I think it's called web piecing, where they'll take this all off, all chained together, and then sew the other ones on, and then you end up with this web. I always get a tangle in my web when I try to do that, so I don't. If you want to do that, go you. I like clipping the piece off the back. I'm gonna clip those extra threads, and then I'll bring it over to here, make sure that I'm lining it up correctly, then bring it back over to the sewing machine. Line this up and sew. I'll do the same thing again. Take the piece off the back. I can bring these closer so we don't have to jump back and forth. Remember, I had that red up in the top right, and that's going to make my checkerboard for my middle. And I'll do it one more time, cutting the piece off the back. And sewing it together. But if you want to try web piecing, I think it's called web piecing, go ahead and go down to the comments and let me know if I'm remembering that right. And if you want to try it, this is a small enough block that you could give it a shot. I've only ever really tried it with big quilts and given up very quickly because it frustrated me so badly. But what you want to do, up to you. And you know, this is a fun time to experiment, and it's only a 9 patch. It's not like a high risk big project that will get all messed up. All right, so I'm going to press towards the florals, but you can press towards the dark of whatever your fabric is, because not everyone is making the Mini Quilt Advent with these fabrics. And even if you're making with these fabrics, you can also make different fabric choices than I am. There is fabric, extra fabric in there to be able to make your choices. And make different choices. Okay. All right, so now we can lay this out. Oh, I have the whole thing upside down. I just know that because of the way the reds had them all facing to the top right. Yep, and the string's going down. All right, so now I just need to sew the rows together, just like when we did, oh, what did I do? Did exactly what I said not to do, and I pressed the seams out on all of them. All right, I'll press the seam in. We'll just fix it. It's not a big deal. I went to nest the seams, and the seams wouldn't nest, and no wonder. The seams have already been given a direction, so getting them to switch directions isn't the easiest thing. They're not going to do it naturally. They're going to resist it a little bit, but that's okay. Close enough. All right, let's double check that I have these all facing the right direction. Okay. There we go. And now these seams will nest, and it should nest in both spots. Perfect. So as I was saying, just like when we did blocks that were rows in the past, these will be able to sew all three of these rows together. So it's 2 seams but 3 rows before having to press anything. And then when you have lots of seams going on like this, you just want to watch that they don't flippy on you. And I'll show you what I mean by that. All right, let's bring this as the bottom. Make sure that I don't put the wrong one and it's not upside down. All right, that looks good. Nesting those seams and lining everything up. And I'll show you what I mean by flippy. So as I'm sewing this piece here is coming up, and in this case the seam is facing down so it won't flip, but if the seam was going the other direction, it would be very easy for that seam on the ridge over here, which all machines have a ridge where the needle plate comes up. On that little ridge, it could catch and flip the seam the wrong direction, and then then you'd have your seams would just be funky. We don't like funky seams. Okay, so now we can press these all both in, both out. I'm doing one direction. Press them in whatever way makes you happy. These blocks are not connecting to other blocks to get sashing between, so I don't have to worry about which direction the seams along the edges are going. I'm going to double check. Okay, I have the red all in the corner. And you can see on this one and also on this one how little of that red actually shows in the finished unit. Double check that everything's facing the way that I wanted it to face, because I can still rip it out. And then I can also take my square up ruler and double check how I did on those seam allowances. Oh wow, that looks really good. Yep, that actually looks really nice. Alright friends, that's block 8. We only have 4 more blocks until we finish up our Mini Quilt Advent for the 12-day version, so make sure that you follow along. If you are still interested in joining in, go down to the description, check the link, see if there are still advent calendars available. I've recorded these videos months in advance, so at this point I have no idea if all of them will have sold or not. It's always lovely for me if they do, but if they don't, it's lovely for you and you'll still get to order them. So go down in the description, see if there's any more advent calendars. If you want to join in, you can order that and we'll get it shipped out to you as soon as we can. And make sure that you come back later today for the opening of all of the ridiculous advent calendars. We do that at 9 a.m. Pacific, noon Eastern, and also come back tomorrow as we do block 9 of our Mini Quilt Advent. That's it for today, my friends. I'll see you tomorrow. Bye for now.